everybody, it's Deb here with Creative Life and JNS Hobbies and Crafts, and today we're going to be starting our mini album using the Heartfelt Creations Cascading Petals Collection. So this album is going to be a 7 3/4 by 9-inch mini album. So it is going to be a gatefold album. So I'm really excited. So to start off with, you're going to need 2 pieces that are 1 5/8 by 9. Okay. And I will have the complete cutting guide for you down in the description box. So you will be able to head over to JNS Hobbies and Crafts blog and get that from them. Okay, so then you're going to need 2 pieces that are going to be the doors, and those are going to be 3 7/8 by 9. All right, and then you're going to need 1 piece that is 7 3/4 by 9. Alrighty, so that is what we're going to be using. So let's go ahead and get started on this. You're going to need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 inch cardstock. Alright, so let me grab. Okay, so you're going to need 2 pieces of 12 by 12 inch cardstock, okay, and we're going to overlap them like this. So to get them to overlap, you're going to go ahead and get your 3/8 inch Scor Tape, okay, and you're just going to put it right down the edge of your 12 by 12 piece of paper on the right hand side. Okay. Okay, so after you get the tape down the right hand side, you're going to go ahead and just burnish that tape in and take the backing off of that tape, and then you're going to go ahead and place the other 12 by 12 piece of cardstock on top of that, and then burnish that in really well. Alright, so there is our paper. And then if you have any little squigglies at the bottom here, you can definitely go ahead and just cut those off, okay? So next you're going to go ahead and we are going to cover the back of our chipboard pieces, okay, with our tape. So I'm going to go cover all of my chipboard pieces, and then I'll be back. We'll lay this out and get it folded, and then we will be on our way. So I will be right back. I'm back. Hey guys, I'm back. So I went ahead and put tape on all of my chipboard pieces, and we're going to lay this one right in the middle of the seam here. Okay, so you're going to grab this piece, and just going to go ahead, take off the tape, Alright, so now I have my tape, or my backing removed off of my tape. So I'm going to go ahead and lay that right in the middle of this seam here, okay? And I'm just going to hopefully put that on straight. Ah, it's not straight. There we go. I picked it up quick enough, you guys. Hopefully picked it up quick enough there. So hopefully it is on there straight. And I'm going to grab my large ruler just in case there. Okay. So, alrighty. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just smooth that down. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is you're going to need the 2 skinny pieces that are 1 5/8 by 9, okay, and we are going to lay those right here. Now, I leave a 1/4 inch between my middle part of the back of your album, okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead, and since this is at 12 right here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to mark that with a pencil, and I'm going to mark it at 1/4 inch. So it's going to be at the right here. Okay, that's where my mark is going to be. My little tick mark. All right. And then I'm going to scoot this over, and I'm going to mark this at 1/4 inch. So that's where I'm going to lay my little pieces. So there's 1/4 inch in between the edge of the chipboard to this piece here. Okay, so bring that in just a bit, just like that. Okay, I'm going to leave my ruler here, so that way when I lay my pieces on, I know that they are straight on there. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and remove my tape real quick on both pieces. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay my ruler up here, and I'm just going to lay this down. Okay, just like that. Scoot that over just a bit so it's straight. Okay, and I'm going to grab my other piece, and I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm just going to grab this where my tick mark is. That's where I'm going to lay it down. And I'm just going to go ahead, grab it, and lay that down just like that. So there we go. So now we've got 2 pieces on there. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to grab your doors, okay? And you are going to go ahead and these are the 3 7/8 by 9 inch, okay? And we're going to lay these on here as well, and they're going to be 1/4 inch space. So go ahead and you can move your ruler, okay, over and make your tick marks for your 1/4 inch spaces. So grab your pencil, and I'm just going to make a tick mark right here where my 1/4 inch is. Same thing here. Alrighty. I'm going to leave my ruler here so that way I know that my doors go here and here. Alrighty. Just like that. So I'm going to take the tape off of both of these. Alright, and then I'm going to go ahead and lay this, scoot this up, and I'm going to lay this right here on top of that little tick mark that I made. Okay. And there is one door. Okay. And then this is going to come over, and we're going to lay this here on this piece where our tick mark is. Okay, so there we go. So there are our pieces to our album. Yay! So now what you're going to do is I'm going to flip this over, and you are going to burnish in everything, okay? So whether you want to do that with your scraper, or if you have a bone folder, you can go ahead and just burnish that down. And I'm going to go ahead and grab my scraper, and I'm just going to go around the whole entire album here that we just laid down. Okay? Everything. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead, and you're going to grab your bone folder, and we're going to go all, you're going to go ahead and all the way around your album here. You're just going to score next to the chipboard. Okay. So I'm going to fast forward through this part, and you can just follow along with me. Okay, after you go around this a few times, go ahead and just bring that in, okay? And I usually just grab my scraper and I just gently fold it over my chipboard pieces. And basically what you're doing is you're just creating a seam against that chipboard. So that way it's easier to fold over when we get ready to fold it over. Okay, just like that. Here we're just going to do the same thing. You're just going to go ahead and fold that over, just like that. And same thing here. You're just going to go ahead, bring that paper up, and push that in. Okay. Like I said, you're just creating a little seam for your album, okay? Again, bring this up, push it in towards the chipboard edge, okay? Just like that. There we go. All right, okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to cut these corners out, and I usually go ahead and cut them at an angle, okay? So I'm going to cut towards where you have your little X, or where the little square meets right here, okay? And so I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to do that on each end. So here I'm cutting that one there. I'm going to turn it around and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut this piece right here. Just like that. Okay. And same thing here. And I'm going to grab a little area where I know with a little. And you don't want your angle too defined. You don't want to leave like a large angle. I just usually cut it a little bit off, just like that. Okay. So, just like that. And same thing with this here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one. Alrighty, so there we go. So I'm going to cut this one just a bit more. There we go. Okay. Alright, so there is that. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold these in. So you will have something that looks like that, okay? If you have a point, see how I have like a little point right there? I don't know if you guys can see it. It's like really pointed. What you can do is just grab your bone folder and just kind of like push that in a bit, okay? So you don't have as a little tiny point there as much, okay? And that just kind of helps round the corners out a little bit, and so it makes it look nice, okay? So I usually just do that, okay? And now what we're going to do is we're going to place tape up and through here, okay? And we're going to place our glue in through here around the edge of the chipboard, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to fast forward because I'm going to be laying my tape right in through the edges of the paper, alrighty? fun. So now we're going to go ahead and place the glue right around the edge here. And then I will also be placing the glue up in through here as well. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this off here. All right, and so I could show y'all what I'm going to be doing. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead, squiggle my glue up in through here on the little flap, okay, and put some glue on the tape as well. Okay, and now I'm going to bring that flap over, okay, and you're not going to just, you know, pull it very hard, but you're going to pull it enough to where, you know, it leaves your, where you've already, since you've already, you know, pretty much scored it. So I'm just going to fold that over. So you're just going to fold that over, and then you're going to go ahead and grab your spatula or your bone folder, and you're just going to go ahead and bring that over here. So I got some glue up here. So I grab my little napkin here, just like that. And that is how you are going to place that down. And then you can go ahead and you can burnish that down. Okay, just like that. All right. And so that's how you're going to do the album, okay, with the flaps. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and do this one here, and I'm going to fast forward through this part. Our album covered, we're going to go ahead and we're going to cover the inside. And for the inside, you're going to need one piece that is 8 3/4 by 12. Okay, and you're going to place a 1/4 inch tape or 3/8 inch tape right on your right hand side edge here. And then on the next piece, you're going to need one that is 7 5/8 by 8 3/4. Okay. So 7 5/8 by 8 3/4, and we're going to just attach this like we did with the 12 by 12 pieces, just like that. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take that off of there, and we're going to do that just like that. Okay, just like that. Alrighty. Okay, and then what we're going to do is it will sit just like this on your album. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom in for y'all just a bit so y'all could see it a little bit better. There we go. And see how it gives you a really nice little border around there. So that's what we're going to be doing. Alrighty. And then, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and place some tape on the back of my sheets here. Okay. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so I went ahead and took off some of my pieces and I placed glue on the back of that. I also lifted the edges off the tape here, so I just want to make sure that everything is going to line up okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to place this here, and I want to make sure the tape that is not, that I did not take off yet. Okay, that is the tape that is still on the edge here of this part of the cover, the inside cover. Okay, and I'm just trying to maneuver this on here. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just lining that up. Okay, just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and bring this other part up here. Okay, and I placed glue on here so that way if I needed to move it, I could. Okay, see how I can slide it back and forth. And I do that with some of my stuff because it just gives you a chance to maneuver everything around the way that you want it. So it looks pretty good, so now I can lay this down. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to grab my little paper towel here and I'm burnishing this down. Okay. Once I get this burnished down, okay, I can grab the edges here of my tape. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zoom out for you. Okay. Just like that. And that way y'all can see. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go pull up this one first. Alrighty. And as I'm pulling, I'm burnishing down. Okay. Alright. So there we go. So, and again, as I'm pulling, I'm going to burnish down this piece here. Okay. Like that. Okay, and then you can come back in with your little scraper or your bone folder and burnish down some more. Okay, so you just want to go ahead and burnish this down. Okay, and now I've still got this piece right here that I need to burnish down, and I'm just going to go ahead and grab my tape the edge here, if my nails will let me. I may have to pick this up, y'all. There we go. Let's see here. Whoops. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and pick that up, bring that back, and finish taking that tape off. And I'm going to grab the other one. There it is. Okay. I'm going to fold this over and bring it towards me and just bring that down. Just like this. There we go. Okay. All right, so there is the inside of our cover. Okay, and once you get everything burnished down, you're just going to grab your little spatula or your bone folder, and you're just going to go in between your pieces of your chipboard. Okay, because you want to make sure that these are all like indented, so that way your book will fold over. Okay, so to find your little pieces, you're just going to go ahead and lift up your end of your album, and that will help kind of guide you where you need to indent your little folds, okay, for your album. Alrighty, and you just want to go in and, you know, make sure that they're indented really well so they can fold up. And I usually do this when I fold them up as I'm kind of, you know, indenting them. So here I'm going to go ahead again, and I'm just lifting up on that. So here is this one. So I'm just going to go ahead and we're going to lift up just like that. Okay, just on your book there, very lightly, okay? And then same thing here. So there's that. And then here is the other piece right here. So again, we're going to go ahead and indent that. And we're just going to lift that in as we're indenting that. Okay? Just like that. All right. There we go. All right. So we are almost done, you guys. And then here you're going to find the other piece, which is right there. And we are just going to go ahead and indent that down. Okay, again, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to make sure everything's burnished down. And as I'm bringing this up, I'm just making sure everything's indented. Okay. Alrighty, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead, indent that. And there is our album. So yay! So there is our album. So that is how your album should look now, okay? And so when you have it, it will look like this, okay? And for our closure, we're going to use our pretty little lace to have a closure on this. So I'll be right back, and we're going to attach the lace for our closure before we attach all of our other items. So I'll be right back. Okay, you guys, so now we're going to go ahead and we are going to cover the outside and the inside of our album. And to do that, I went ahead and picked out what I would like to use. So this is going to be for the cover, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this in half and put a bird on each side of the doors that we have in the front. And it looks like this in the front, and then it looks like this on the back. And you get 2 of these in your paper pack, so the other one I've already set aside to use for tags and stuff in our album. So there's the front. For the back, this is what I decided to use for the back, and I'm going to fussy cut out this little bird and stick it on the same page with the bird cage, because not all of this will fit on the back of our album. So the back of this paper looks like this, okay? So I thought that would be really pretty to have a graphic back there. And then for our spines, I'm going to go ahead and use this one. And I thought I would go ahead and use this one for the outside and the inside of our spine areas. So that will be laid right here, and then on this side right here. And so we are going to be making some hinges for the spines on the inside. So you will have two pages on this end and 2 pages on this end, and they're going to overlap each other. And I thought that would be a really, we always have 4 pages in our album anyway, so I thought that would be really pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to go ahead and put that cover my book with that on the outside. For the inside, and you can cut your paper however you would like. If you want to cover it to the size of your album, that is fine. Or if you want to leave a little border around it, like sometimes I'll leave like an 1/8 inch border around my album, you can do that as well. Okay. So for the inside, I haven't really picked out what I wanted to do yet, but I have some of these here, and I thought this would look pretty here. And then we have the little door here, so I thought that would be really pretty there. And then for the middle part, maybe this really pretty purple right there in the middle part. So anywho, so that's what I've kind of got planned out. So I'm going to go ahead and cut my paper down and get all of that situated, and then we will come back and we will do the hinge and our pages. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I have already cut the pieces for the front cover, and what I was doing is I was cutting out the pieces for the inside cover. And you have some scraps after you've cut these pieces, okay, for the front. You may have some scraps that look like this, okay? And I went ahead and I'm going to go ahead and use these pieces like this on the sides. And then you might have some pieces that look like this in your scrap pile already. And I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut these out, and then just put those on top of there. So that way you'll have like some pieces that are popped up. So I thought that would look really pretty on our little album. Of course, these are going to be fussy cut out, and we're just going to stick these on here just like that. So I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut these out, get these cut down to fit on the door panels on the inside. I've already cut the panel for the back of the album, and then I'm going to go ahead and we're going to start on the hinges next. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside, and we're going to, okay y'all, I'm back. So we're going to go ahead and do our hinge now, and I'm going to go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to come up a bit, and I'm going to zoom in super close so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, so you guys have a good clear view of my scoreboard. Okay, so I've already done one hinge. Okay, and like I said, we're going to have a hinge that fits 2 pages on each side. Okay, so you're going to need to cut a piece that is 6.5 by 8 3/4. Okay, and you're going to actually put this in your scoreboard on the 6.5 inch side. Is laying across the top here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and turn mine over. Okay, and then we're going to go ahead, and you are going to go ahead and you're going to start at 2, or I'm sorry, I take that back. You're going to go ahead and score at 1.5. Okay, 2 5/8, 3 1/4. Okay, and I have to go back over mine sometimes to make it a little bit more scored. Okay, so 3 1/4. Then you're going to go ahead and score at 3 3/4. So 3 3/4. Sorry. 3 3/4. Alrighty. And then you're going to go ahead and score at 4 3/8, at 5, and then 5 1/2. Alrighty, there we go. Okay, So that is going to be part of our one of our hinges. Okay, so you're going to make 2 of those. All right. And then what you're going to do is you are going to go ahead and where you have your 3rd line, okay, and I show you guys this every time I do a hinge just because it's easy, and you're going to go ahead and count 3 over. So starting with the first score line, 1, 2, 3, you're going to put a 1 there. Okay, that's going to be your first hinge. You're going to go ahead and count from there 3 over. 1, 2, 3. All right, take that back. Let's see. 1, oh. So then you're going to go ahead and start and count the next one over, and you're going to go 1, 2, and 3, and that's going to be for your 2nd page. So you'll have 2 hinges on this one piece, okay? And you're going to go ahead and fold that back. All right, and then fold backwards. Okay, then you're going to go ahead and fold back again. All right, and this time you're going to go ahead and you're going to fold backwards. And where you have your 2nd hinge, you're going to fold back. Okay, so on the number 2, you're going to fold backwards. And I'm going to grab because what will happen is I'll end up grabbing that pencil and it'll smear, and I don't want to smear on my hinge. So then you're going to go ahead and fold back again on the last one. Okay. So where you have both of your hinges and you had, you're going to go ahead and take the first one. Okay, you're going to bring that up, okay, now lay this back out flat. You're going to bring up your first hinge, pop that up, bring it together, and then push down. You're going to grab that fold, bring it towards you, and burnish that down. Okay, just like that. And then face it away from you. Just like that. All right, same thing with the 2nd one. Where your number 2 is, you're going to bring that up and then just press down. Okay, just like this. All right, and you're going to go ahead and bring that towards you, burnish that down. Okay, burnish that down and face it away from you and burnish that down again. And this is just an easier way to do or fold your hinge. Okay, so now you've got your hinge just like that. Okay, when you turn this over, you're going to have valleys. Okay, and that's just what I call them. You're going to go ahead and stick your glue or your tape in between each of those valleys. Okay, now you can use tape. I actually just used glue for this one, and see how they come out looking fine. So I don't have any problems with them when I do that. But if you feel you want to use tape, you can do that. And you're going to put your tape in between those score lines, okay, in the valley area, just like that. Okay, same thing here. You're going to grab your score tape and just put that right in between your score lines. Okay, just like that. Alrighty. And then you're going to burnish those down really, really good. Okay. So you really want that tape burnished down good. Okay. And then you can grab that tape, the backing of that, and then just peel that off really quick. Go ahead, bring that over, that taped side, and just push down on that, and it should fold down really nice and easy for you. Same thing with this one. So you can go ahead and grab this piece, okay, that is folded already, and bring that towards the tape, And there you go. And then burnish, burnish, burnish down. So now your hinges are actually done. So when you flip this back over, you have your both of your hinges just like this. Okay, and just go ahead and turn them side to side and burnish those down just like that. So now you have both of your hinges. So now you've got your little wings, okay? And basically what you're going to do now is you're going to place tape on this side of each of the wings, okay? And I'm going to go ahead and you can just place your tape here and here and then fold them over. So when you place your tape, okay, on your flap here, you do not want to get your tape on top of that score line, okay? Same thing with this side. Do not place your tape on top of that score line, okay, because that will hinder your hinge from closing in on top of each other, okay? So just be careful when you do that. And I'm just going to go ahead, lay that down. Again, you just want to burnish, burnish, burnish down. And there we go. Okay. I think that's it. There we go. And I'm just going to do 3 rows of the 3 1/8 inch tape on here. And then we should be good to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and stick that on there real quick. Also, you do not want to pull your tape at any time you're laying it down because it can bow your paper, okay? So just a couple of tips for y'all. So, okay, and then just pull your tape off just like this. Alrighty. And you can add glue to that if you want to, but you don't have to. And then you're just going to go ahead, grab that and pull that over just like that. And then grab that other piece and pull that on top of there just like that. Now, if you have any tape that is over the edge of your, if you have any tape that is hanging over the edge of your hinge here, okay, because this is what's going to show on the edge of your book, okay, go ahead and clip those off. All right, so I'm just going to grab my scissors, clip a little bit of that off of there, just like that. Okay, and then we have both of our hinges. Yay! So now you can go ahead and you're going to place tape on both sides, on both of the back of your hinges, okay? And I'm just going to go ahead and you can place the 3/8 inch tape, or if you have a 1 or 1.5 inch tape, you can use that as well. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tape on the back of my hinges, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my album covered, and this is what the front looks like. The spine and then the back. And I went and, like I said, I went ahead and fussy cut out the bird that is on this paper, but it's down like on the 12 by 12. It's down lower. So, like I said, I went ahead and fussy cut him out and just stuck him there. So he looks so cute. Oh my gosh, so pretty. So, and then I did the spines, and then I did the inside. And I went ahead and fussy cut around the top parts of the little cascading petals here. And then I just popped those up with some foam tape on the inside, on both sides. So I think that looks so pretty. So, so for our closure for our double doors, I went ahead and cut the beautiful lace that was sent to me. And you're going to cut it around 10 inches, okay? And we are just going to add this right here, right in the middle part of your door. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to place my glue right on the flower petals and everything. So let's see, I'm going to scoot this out of the way just a bit here. And so I'm just going to put the glue right here on, and then around the little half circle area of the lace right here, okay? So, and then just around the petals, and again around the half circle area here. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm in the camera. Sorry guys if I was out. Okay, and then what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to grab this and I'm going to place this right in the middle part of our album. So I'm just going to grab that. So I'll slide that over just a bit, just like that. Okay, and I'm just going to grab a napkin and just kind of pat that down a little bit there. Okay, and just kind of pat that down. Okay, and if I need to, I will add glue. I don't need to. So looks like I got that right at the edge of that. But if I needed to, I'll add glue where, if anything is not adhered down. Okay, so clean that up real quick so it's not sticky. And then same thing, so it's pretty so I could like add more glue right in through here if I wanted to. Just add some glue here at the edge of that, and grab a little piece here, just kind of pat that down. Sure that I don't get it anywhere, just like that. And then same thing on this side. So I'm going to grab the other piece, and again these are both cut at the same about around 10 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put that right here on this area. So line it up, okay, just like that. And go ahead, stick the glue right on there, right on the petals, and then put it on the lace, on the half circles there, so it can adhere down. Okay, so now I'm going to turn this over. I'm going to put that through there and just kind of close that up a bit. I want to make sure that I'm the same that they're come together, that they're, you know, placed at the same area, so that way they're not I think they are the same. Okay. See, I'm going to lift this up just a bit so I can see it a little bit better. I need to move that up just a bit. Yeah, just like that. Okay, so I think we're good there. So I'm going to go ahead and again just pat that down. Just kind of burnishing and pressing it down so it sticks. Just like that. And bend this back just a bit, make sure that I put some glue on the edge here and press that down. There we go. So just like that, and that is going to be our closure. So when you close this, you are just going to tie that. Now you can place the lace on top of your doors first and then lay your pattern paper over it if you wanted to, but I didn't want the bumpiness of the lace, so that's why I did it this way. So now you can just, once this is dry, you can tie your lace just like this, and there is your closure for your book. So I think that's gonna look so pretty, you guys. So so that is the closure. So so now what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna re-glue this because it needs to dry for a minute before I tie it. So I'm gonna go ahead and swing that in there. Just pressing that down really good. Okay. And same thing with this one here. Just gonna go ahead and put some glue on there. Press that down. Really good. Okay. And let that dry. So once those dry, you can tie it. And okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to go ahead and place our hinges inside of our book. Okay. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put in our hinges, and I'm going to take off the backing of the tape, and I'm going to place some glue on here. Going to go ahead and place glue on top of that. Okay, so I went ahead and placed my glue on the top of my hinge, and I'm just going to set that right in the middle, and I'm also making sure that the edges match. So going to stand up for a bit. And bring that in. And bring that part in there. And just make sure that it's even. And then burnish that down. Okay. Go. Okay, so now you're just going to do the same thing on this one. Take off the backing. Place my glue down on here, just like this. Make sure I get my corners really good. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and place this down. And I'm just going to make sure that that's placed right in the middle. Bringing that making sure that it's going to fit. And I'm just going to go ahead and burnish that down, just like that. Okay. And burnish in down the middle part. Oh, that popped up. Okay, just like that. And just make sure if you have any glue that's coming out of the ends, just go ahead and wipe that up. Okay, so there is our hinges. There's our hinges. We've got our papers in. We did the closure. So now we're just going to go ahead and we are going to start on our pages. So I'm going to go ahead and put this to the side and let this dry. And then I will be back with the pages.